Okay, so inverse proportion, question 1. Okay, so page 125. We'll do question 1 together, 3 parts. So, how long does it take to complete a journey of 300 miles travelling 60 miles per hour? Okay, now 60 miles per hour means that we do 60 miles in 1 hour. Okay, so that's your ratio. Right? The other way to think of it is 60 miles in 60 minutes. So that's the thing about units. The ratio can adjust, which does mean that we can do, without even looking at the rest of the question, I might find it useful to have 1 mile, 1 minute. See, a unit ratio like that is brilliant. Okay, all right. So then it says 300 miles is obviously 300 minutes. Now all we've got to do now is convert 300 minutes into hours and minutes. Okay, so 1 hour, 60 minutes. Okay, 2 hours, 120. So basically we're doing 300 divided by 60 for how many hours? So it's 5 hours. Okay? But it does say, how long does it take? Does it say in hours? In minutes? No. If you gave me an answer of 300 minutes, is it wrong?
No.
Alright, it doesn't specify, so that's another thing. Part B then, same idea. Maybe not so easy though. So 50 miles per hour, we would say 50 miles. I'm going to go for 60 minutes again. Makes it easier. Alright, now that is a ratio of 5 miles in 6 minutes. I've simplified it. I might need to go further, but I need to do 300 miles. Okay, now, did I want to go down to 5? Was that necessary?
No.
No, because actually 50 to 300 is times 6. Okay, so actually this is also times 6. Did I put you on the wrong exercise? Well, this is
easy.
This is direct to start with, isn't it?
Oh. Yeah.
This is direct. So 300. So that's also times 6. We know it's direct. So 60 times 6 is 360 minutes, which is 6 hours. Okay. C, we'll do 40 miles per hour. Okay. Then that would be 40 miles, 60 minutes. We need to get to 300 miles again. So, could just go to where? So I want to go from 40 to 300. Can we do that directly? No? But we could go to 10? 10 to, what would it be? 60 divided by 4 is 15. Okay. Then I can go, well, let's go to 100 is 150. So 300 is 450. 450 minutes. Okay.
7.5 hours.
Okay. Right, so let's have a look, because that's direct, so that's easy, yeah? Alright. Or is it?
Is it? It's easier now. I don't know, is it? Mr. Potts?
Yeah.
Why do we do all the working out when we can just simply divide
What do
300?
I have to do the working out for you? You tried hard not to say it, but that's what I was reading between the lines. Okay, let's have a quick look at question 2. So Alec has travelled 420 miles. Okay, 420 miles. How much time does he save if he travels at 70 compared to 50? Okay, so 50 mile per hour will give you how many, right? And then 70 mile per hour will give you how many? So here's the thing, if you go from 50 to 70, that goes up the speed. What should happen with the time? Should decrease. Okay? So that's the inverse proportion. So 50 mile per hour, 420 miles, how do you figure out how far he went? So we've got 420 miles, 50 mile per hour, so that's a ratio of 50 miles in 60 minutes, if you like. Okay, we've got to go, so we're actually solving a lot of this inverse with direct stuff, aren't we? Because what do we have to do? We have to go 420 takes how long? So how can we work that out? Sushi?
So we can simplify it to 5 into 6 minutes again.
5 to 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
5 to 6. And then we can divide 5 by 420. Sorry, 420 by 5.
Yeah, okay.
And then we can just, the quotient we can use to multiply 6 by, and then we will get the answer for how much in 420 miles.
Have I got that?
No, I didn't understand.
I know.
I all understood.
How would you do it?
You divide, but you divide 420 by 5.
So we have to do 420 divided by 5 is what?
84.
84. Okay, so then that's times 84. So we have to do the same there. So 6 times 84 is?
500?
Yeah, 500.
504, I think.
No, I think it's.
I'm not
Yeah,
checking.
no, 504.
6 times 8 is
Yeah.
48, 24, yeah. 504, you think? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we say 50 mile per hour is 504 minutes. Okay, so here's the deal.
Yeah, I know. But you just
Yeah, you just make it complicated, that's all.
I'm trying to be as simple as I can.
Oh my god.
Oh. Anyway, let's so here's the thing. How do I go from 50 to 70? So this is the inverse variation point. So I can either work it out in other steps, or I could go straight. Instead of having to do all of this for 70 mile per hour, I could go straight there, because here's the bit that maybe you're struggling with, which is whatever I multiply by there, I'm going to call it, just so you get used to it, k. This one here would be multiplied by
The
1 over k, whatever it is. Okay? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So this is how we can do it slightly differently. So instead of working out now all of this on the right hand side for 70 mile per hour and then doing the comparison, why don't we do, what do we multiply by? So what do I multiply 50 by to get 70? So it's actually quite easy, because though 50 times k equals 70, this is a good thing to get used to seeing and using. Do you all understand why 50 times k is 70? How do I find what k is then?
70
70
divided by 50.
divided by
70 divided by 50. So this will be multiplied by 50 over 70. So you might go, oh, that's not going to be easy, but we've got a calculator, maybe we can. So we do 504 multiplied by 50 over 70, which is actually the same as multiplied by 5 over 7. Yeah. So let's check whether we get the same answer as you guys. So
Oh,
504 multiplied by 5, enter, divided by 7 equals 360. Is that the answer that you got?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you work it out without doing this to work out? Did you go to 70 mile per hour as all that bit?
no.
Right, so remember, we always check the question, how much time does he save if he travels at 70 rather than 50?
1 hour, no, 2 hours. And
So we do 504 minutes, subtract 360 minutes is
144 minutes.
144 minutes,
Or 2 hours and 24 minutes.
2 hours, 24 minutes. Okay? So, the big thing for me, this step you're going to take if you are willing to work at it, is that once you've set up this first and worked out the first ratio, we can do this inverse thing where we multiply by k on one side because we get bigger, but then we have to multiply by 1 over, so we do this inverse proportion. Now, the other way is to just work out the direct variation of 70 takes how many minutes. It's another way of doing it. You've got more than one way. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Some people more than others, maybe.
Yeah, no.